Hello and welcome to the stream. Let me turn. Hello and welcome to number 9.5 of our stream. Talking about grown-up stuff, or what was the name? Let's check that again. Yeah, stuff for grown-ups and adult games, gore, all that kind of stuff. As always, I have somebody with me right over here in a moment. So I'm joined by my friend. As he's smiling already, getting ready. Are you okay? Let me undeafen him. Are you ready? Are you ready for your?
Yeah, okay. I don't know how this looks like, so I'm kinda not doing that thing. So, hello everyone.
Look, Mom, I'm live. Mom, I'm on TV. All right.
Not really.
This is the new TV. Streaming is the new TV. Okay, let me get
Yeah,
this.
trying to explain it to my parents or something.
This year? All right. So, I checked the last stream and we wanted to continue gore. So, I guess how do you look how do you like our studio?
Well, it's kinda cozy. I don't like that dumpster fire, but still, what can we do?
It's here.
The other way around, yeah.
You don't like it? Wait, I forgot this here. One and white on the chat. That should work. I need chat over there.
So, because last episode was kinda all over the place, let's do a quick recap. So, basically, every media contains stuff for kids and adults, and even in video games, there was stuff that was made for adults as well. Not only just pornographic things or something like that, also gore, horror, and something like that.
That's true. Yeah, you can
So
get...
basically, if media, you think that this media is aimed for kids, it doesn't actually. Well, this media has boundaries where kids stuff ended and go stuff for teens, young adults, and so on.
Yeah, there are boundaries, but even 18 plus titles, sometimes some boundaries get really overstepped. Some topics that are not good, so adult, but the next level basically, like rape games or crap like that. So
I'll say hello to Illusion and something like that.
yeah, different.
Again, hello Japan.
Yeah. Okay.
Try to guess what rating Akela gave to Postal 2 in Russia.
I cannot really.
No, I'm saying try to guess.
I'll try to guess. If you ask me like that, 12?
14.
But really? Okay.
Yeah, according to Akela, this game is perfectly suitable for 14 years old. So that's a freaking teen game.
You can do that, yeah. If it's a good idea, I don't know. But
so all of this time when I thought that when I bought this thing, that this game wasn't made for my age demographics, but nope, it says right here 14 years old.
Yeah, you're fine. Or you were fine. How old have you been back then? You got it?
Like 15 or,
Yeah.
or 16.
Too old for that kids game. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Playing games for 14-year-old.
I didn't have internet back then. I couldn't download. Let be just a sexy bitch. I don't wanna say stuff like battle raper or something like that.
Let me see if we have. Should we show some gore stuff? Some gory stuff.
Why not? I already picked that freaking postal.
Do we have? Oh yeah, we have a video here.
Unlike last time.
Yeah, I hope so. Is the stream running?
Yes.
Okay, good.
The last time it wasn't even a slideshow.
Nah, I checked it when I did the highlight and yeah, it was really bad. There was not even the trash can, nothing, no movement. Sometimes we saw yeah, like the Steam page or something like that, but oh boy. Okay, let me change. Wait a second. Oh, okay, yeah. Put that. Highly professional.
I don't even remember what clip I took for postal. Well, that's not my gameplay, but still, I don't remember what in this clip.
Postal was from one version, 2004, 5?
2004?
No, my.
Again, perfectly suitable content for teens.
Yeah, totally fine. I was kind of missing the that he peed the fire off.
I don't think that he did, at least in this clip.
No, he didn't. He peed for. Yeah, that's totally fine for 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, come on. Kids game. Yeah, here it was, I think it was even on the index. The index is the list of games or media that is not suitable for anybody, basically. Depends what part on that list you end up. The one part you are not allowed to show it or write articles with it and name it, for example, so it's not promoting it, but you can still buy it. The store sells it below the counter, basically. And the other part of the list is completely forbidden. That means if you would sell that as a store, you would get in really, really big trouble. That was basically with a handful of games that use swastikas, other Nazi symbols. But now it's kinda okay. It depends on the game, but we are allowed to have Wolfenstein uncut with all the stuff now. So yeah, that's
we never had stuff like that censored. I figure why.
Yeah, you're not Germany, that's the thing, you know.
As far as I know, I have only one game completely banned. and that's Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, maybe because of the mission that already was blocked for Russia. Like, No More Russians, or what the name of this game mission was.
Hmm.
So basically, in Russia, this game appeared without this mission. But I don't know, either pirates, data miners, or well, somebody somehow figure out that this mission just exists in this game. And then our news lost their shit, and after them, mm, our government decided to issue total ban for already censored version of the game.
Yeah, shit happens.
As far as I know, you can't buy Modern Warfare on Microsoft Store, on PlayStation Network, but I think you can buy it on Steam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's one way to
Let me check this out.
kind of one way to force, or not force, but kind of push people to piracy and get the game anyway. They want to have this exact mission, full experience or whatever.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2, I can buy it on Steam.
Okay.
But as far as I know, it's banned on Microsoft Store and PlayStation Network.
Okay,
Hey,
I
physical
have
copies disappeared second after this ban appeared. So basically, I can't buy a physical copy of Modern Warfare 2. I'm sorry, but I can buy pirated copy of the same game on DVD that was burned somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, I have Soldier of Fortune in the background. That run a little bit. Yeah, that was. I think it was the first game that had different hit zones.
Well, I don't think that it's the first game that has had different hit zones, because Headshot was a thing in original Team Fortress. But if we're talking about different hit zones for different limbs, then maybe.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Not just the headshots, but you could shoot either the hand, the arm, the leg, the knee, and depending on where you shot, the characters reacted accordingly. So if you shot somebody in the knee, they started limping, and if you shot the hand where they were holding a gun, they were still alive, so they didn't drop dead. Try to shoot with the left hand. I got that model.
Something that even modern game don't do right now.
Yeah, depends on the engine. Sometimes it looks so strange. Looking at you, Fallout. Turning around and doing strange stuff. Yeah, this game in the uncut version was not in Germany. We had the version with. I think those guys had looked like not really robots, but from welding, you know, the as if you put two parts together basically. So it was, and you didn't have the hit zones, I think. But the original was on the list I mentioned earlier.
Oh, you mean Soldier of Fortune 1?
The first one, I'm not even sure if that came out in Germany. Not sure.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, that was that.
And I think Soldier of Fortune was a teen game, or oh no. I do remember GOG page. It's 18 plus.
Let's see. They had a remake or something several years ago, but that was pretty crap.
I never
Wasn't anything special anymore because Soldier of Fortune, when it came out, it was special that you had those different hit zones. It wasn't the best game ever, but that made it kinda interesting because it was different.
Yeah, I do remember how my friends talked about it and how you can blow the freak out like every limb from a body.
So I'm showing Succubus in the background. That was the game I showed the last time. That's the trailer. That's pretty gory as well.
Well, it's kinda meaty for sure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And I mean it, like freaking walls from human flesh.
I don't know about that actually.
Well, that wasn't agony at least.
Yeah, that's a different game.
You're hidden behind the mic.
Yeah, I'm hidden because of the trailer.
Ah, yeah,
Because,
okay.
because Steam is in full screen. Easier with YouTube.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty bloody as well. I'm not sure how good you can
Yeah, you can.
tentacles. Oh,
Let's just say I've seen some shit.
yeah, so full dismemberment.
Strange. It looks like this game was made without any regards for children audience.
But it's a game, isn't it? It's just a game. It's just a computer game. That's not for
Yeah.
kids.
I'm shocked as well as you.
Oh my god. I thought that would be, I don't know, some extreme version of Super Mario or something. Hi Austin. Hi Chris.
Hi, Austin.
Yeah, but the game looks pretty cool.
Well, let's hope that they won't shoot themselves in the head with how they did with Agony.
Yeah, right. That was the game from the Agony devs, right?
Yeah, that's what we talked about the last time.
Yeah, but it looks pretty solid. I mean, a ton of enemies, a lot of gore, graphics look pretty cool. Looking forward to
Well,
that.
I don't remember that people was upset about how Agony looked like, but
what was the other game we showed before Succubus the last time?
I do remember that you wanted to show Thrill Kill.
Which one?
The guy with the hand tied, how he stopped on woman's face. Third link.
That Link. Yeah, but what was the other game? Oh, Scorn, right? Scorn. That's what I meant.
Oh, it's right about Agony.
Yeah, okay. You started a new game for the new stuff in Satisfactory. Yeah, then enjoy. Yeah, so this game is definitely a game I'm looking forward to.
Too bad that it's past the release date.
Yeah, for 2 years or so.
Yeah, something like that.
The plans, but yeah, this is a game. I don't mind if it takes longer. a really good game then, because it looks awesome.
Yes, it's definitely have this Giger feel, or how do you
Yeah,
pronounce his second name? Sure.
but by Giga all over the place.
Yeah. Again, I don't feel have this vibe that this game was made for children.
Hmm. But nothing bad in that game. Chill, calm music. Almost
Eldritch horror.
there's no action.
Well, we can't see action yet. No, I don't think so.
Hmm. Don't remember. Actually, I think they showed that preview on E3 or something. But yeah, that's what's going on with the weapons, upgrades and stuff. So kind of modular. Really
Well, one
interesting.
thing, EU.
So totally suitable for kids. Like Lego with flashy parts.
Yeah,
Yeah, that will be definitely.
it's definitely second Lego Harry Potter.
Yeah. Oh, if that is real gameplay, that looks.
Well, at least this part doesn't look like pre-render.
No. Oh look, little friendly guy. What's going on there?
I don't know, but I think that should be killed by the fire.
Yeah, pretty much. So should the weapon after use. That's some seriously strange design, but yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
Well, let's hope that it will be released eventually.
Did they post some news about it? Can I call people morons in here? Seems not to be dead.
Oh, that's a good news. That's actually a good news.
Because somebody said, oh, he's in contact with the devs, but I know shit like that. I've been in contact with devs from some games as well, and well, the games are no more, and they are not replying, so doesn't help if you have
Well,
them on Steam or
you're
anything.
still in contact with the dev.
That doesn't help if you don't get a reply about the game. So
Who cares about this little detail?
all right. Welcome back, by the way. Okay. Then what else do we have in our little list of totally kid-friendly games?
Again, this one.
What was it? I couldn't read that.
It'll delay. Thrill kill.
Thrill kill. Ah, okay. Oh, here. The Fatalities movie.
Yeah. The game that was never released, by the way. Our pirates didn't get the note.
Look, it was never released.
Yeah, that's just put it like
Splash.
5 minutes ahead or something like that. That the mid fight fatalities.
Okay, ouch. What is that, a brawler or what?
Yeah, that's the fighting. How could I put it? Well, basically, instead of health bar, you have some kind of power bar, and when power bar is filled, you have an ability to kill one of your opponents.
Okay.
When it's red light, well, basically that's a universal finishers.
Oh.
Every character have those finishers, and when it's a blue light, that's supposed to be a unique finishers that exist only for this character.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
And pretty much, well, those finishers actually easy to execute. I don't remember how do this dance, for example, but those finishers, you're just catching up with your opponent, pressing one of the button, triangle, circle, cross, or square, and one of those things happen.
Oh yeah, wait, that was that awesome kill, right? That was the insane kill here. Wait, I have to go out of the way. That kill is so...
Well, Violet herself would have some, let's just say, impossible moves.
Oh no, that's all completely okay. Can do that? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean it's that's definitely too realistic for kids. They would go and do the same maybe.
Fun fact.
What?
Oh yeah, that's that's the next point in the script. So I'm just skip that part right now.
Some games, seriously. I mean, for adults, it's so over the top violence or gore.
And this game was cancelled.
I cannot see that a serious game. I mean, all right. What else? What else? Oh yeah. This game was banned pretty much everywhere.
Which? Oh yeah, you showed already Postal. So I think you're going to. Oh no. That game.
That game, yeah. It was already on that index on the list in Germany before it even came anywhere near Germany. They heard about it basically and were like, no.
The funny thing is, this game was ported on Wii.
Yeah, Nintendo sometimes had
How?
pretty strange games. But did it ever come out?
Well, it was marketed for Russia as Wii game. And PC and other platforms as well.
Yeah, it's a
But
pretty.
most of the ads that I saw for the Manhunt 2 was for V, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, those are pretty nasty kills. What was the story? You were was some kind of a TV show or something? You had to
No, that's a Manhunt 2, so it's not like you're a death row mate who's supposed to slaughter his way to freedom. That was a little bit like you are a freaking government experiment.
Yeah, it's definitely a badass game.
This one took, I'd say, a little bit more serious.
Really badass kills in there. Yeah, I see why that was on the list in Germany. If you shoot somebody, it's one thing, but this is how do you put that, unnecessary violence. Those kills are so over the top.
Hey, most of the violence in GTA is unnecessary violence. Well, it's not that kind of violence, but still.
Yeah, there's a difference if you shoot somebody or if you do this. And when you're done, kicking them again or something like that.
Well, basically, in Manhunt 2, you literally mentally unstable.
Yeah, definitely. And after playing that game, you as well.
Hey, I beat it.
I'm not commenting on. Alright, what else do we have? Ahoy, the brief history of gore. What's that? Is that a game?
No, it's just additional material.
Okay.
Ahoy is a channel.
So this here.
You mean the one thing that was actually the reason why ESRB existed in the first place?
Was it that?
I think so.
That hyper realistic graphic.
I think it was that game and Night Trap.
I never managed to do those freaking fatalities on the arcade. Once or twice, but
I never even saw arcade machine. The first Mortal Kombat that I saw, it was Mortal Kombat 2, and basically I saw how older guys played it.
I played it myself.
First Mortal Kombat that I played was Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate. I basically skipped all the way to Ultimate after that trilogy and downgraded to Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 1 I never even ever tried.
Yeah, I was. They had older machines, new machine. I wasn't the biggest fan of Mortal Kombat because of the way you were fighting. I was more into Killer Instinct that came to the arcade. That was not my game. But the graphics on the Super Nintendo, not that far off from the arcade machine actually.
Yeah, I never ever heard about Super Nintendo until I got access to an internet. For me, it was like NES/Tandy because I never heard about the name NES before. Then Sega Genesis, and after that it's like PlayStation, Saturn, and I don't think that I ever heard about GameCube before.
Yeah, so that's Mortal Kombat for you.
The reason why we have this age age rating, at least one of the reasons.
Oh wait, I do have to show a game from 76, right? Death Racer. Highly.
Oh yeah!
That's so brutal. The brutality of this game.
Well, that was a home release, but the Chiller was an arcade release.
Yeah, Chiller will be next. But first we have to admire this awesome real graphic. So please send your kids out of the room. Don't let them watch that. Yeah, that's too. Enough is enough.
Yeah, okay, I can get it. That was too intense.
Yeah, so that's a chill game. A chiller. Absolutely not brutal or violent at all. Historically accurate. Take everything! Painted red! So that's basically like painting with numbers. Just paint everything. If it's not red, make it so. A violent game.
Well, we have only hatred.
Oh, I mean this game.
Oh,
Oh, regular shooter in there.
also, I know that I'm repeating myself, but I have a feeling that this game wasn't made for kids.
I thought it was made by kids for kids.
Well, that's what some people want you to think.
Yeah, no, that. I mean, that game is old, but yeah.
Hey, don't forget that the theater used to be an adult freak. I don't know the word.
Got something.
Let's just say the theater used to be for adults, why movie for kids?
Yeah, I see
And
something.
now look how table turned.
Yeah.
Video games appeared, and now movies are for adults.
Yeah, I had to make few changes. This overlay that I made was kinda gone, so fix a few things on my stream. Yeah, and by the way, side note, I do have to see about my graphics card because that one that I thought I will get was another fake. So I found another
So
one.
it was cancelled.
Yeah, but I found another one. I just don't like the way he wants to get the money, and $100. Don't just want to send it because gone, it's gone. Way to get it back. I hope to.
So basically, it's not via PayPal or something like that.
Yeah, it's directly bank payment. And then I found another
Can't
one.
you cancel that payment?
You pay, it's paid. There's nothing to cancel anymore.
Huh. Okay.
It's different.
Thanks, everyone.
If the buyer deducts the money from my account, that's different. Then I can get it back. But if I pay it directly, pretty risky. Then I had another card and was a bit lower, but it was through PayPal. And I asked him to reserve it when I came back from the doctor earlier. Yeah, it's sold.
Well,
Seriously, this is
that's what happens right now.
Yeah, for days I want nothing else than get a freaking graphics. Yeah, they are not getting cheaper.
Hey, you're not going to TwitchCon, so
Yeah, but still, I don't want to pay $500 for a freaking graphics card I could get for 400 or so.
yeah, fair enough.
All right, let's continue. Should we show more gore or?
Well, from this list we have only hatred. I don't know. You can pick something else, but
yeah, I'm really not a fan of the idea of hatred, even less than other games. I would rather play and promote manhunt before I promote hatred. Hatred is
well, basically hatred. It's Postal 1, and unlike in Postal 1, in hatred pedestrians can shoot back in later levels. In Postal 1, they always are punching back.
Yeah, I did not play the original. So let's just continue with children horror games.
Let's just. I want to mention why I know about Postal 1. The game for 14 years old.
Perfect. What would be the next stage of age for games in Russia? Because it's normally here movies and games are 12, 16 and then 18.
I actually don't know. We have 0 plus, then 3 plus, 7 plus. Well, we basically don't have 14 plus. It's just for that game. After what did I say? Said 7 plus. I think I don't remember if 12 plus even exists, but then it goes 16 plus and 18 plus.
Here it's I think it's 6, 12, 16, 18. Then I don't check. Kinda older. I'm old enough for games. Yay.
Yeah. The people who have 21 in their system.
Yeah. No. You can get.
Hey, if you already treat him like adult, then go ahead, be a freaking adult.
Yeah, I mean you can drink beer with 16 here in Germany, so.
You know, beer wasn't even treated as alcohol in Russia till one specific point in time.
They're like, it's no vodka, it's no alcohol.
Yeah.
It's only 1 digit alcohol in it. That doesn't count. Like water.
Hey,
colored water.
It's maybe in Germany beer have 1 digit of alcohol. I think that dark beer used to have like 12 or something like that percentage of alcohol in it.
I think the strongest beer. Wait. Now I bought a bottle in Italy for the way back, and it had 12%. That was the most I found in any beer ever. The highest here in Germany, I think it's 9.5 or 10 or so for the strongest. But that one was a beer from, I think it was from France or something like that. Yes, I bought it in Italy, but it was the strongest beer, and blah, that was the worst beer I ever drank. It was so, yeah. Too much alcohol in beer makes it taste like shit. It was worst beer I ever had in my life.
Again, we had a beer that used to be like 12 or something like that in percentage.
Crazy.
And it was during the time when beer wasn't treated as an alcohol.
12%, no problem. Drink 3 or 4, fine. Yeah, 3 or 4
3
of
or
those.
4, what is it? A church visit? At least 12.
12%. Fuck.
Well, I never tried it. I don't like taste of beer in Russia. And definitely the worst beer I ever tried was there used to be a company. Have you heard about a beer named Baltica or something like that?
Nope.
So, no, that was not Baltica. So there used to be a beer named Klinskaya, and they had a shockingly bad idea. They took a beer and mixed it with cola, and I think lime as well.
Yeah, common here. We even
Well,
have
maybe.
we even have
But
different terms for those mixed beers. There's one the short version for Russian is Russ in Germany. And
Rus?
yeah.
Well, makes sense.
And there's a certain beer, I don't know how you call it in English. It's a bit it's not fully see-through, and you have some stuff in it that you also use to bake. You know, to make the dough go up.
Okay. It's like homebrew or something like that.
I don't wait. I don't. It's a special kind of beer, but I don't.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about yeast.
Wheat beer. That's the English. That's the English term.
Wheat?
Yeah.
Seriously? Well, okay, it's like not filtered beer. We used to have that thing.
Something like that. You have to shake the bottle when you're done. Basically, when you're at the end of the bottle, you shake it and then you put it in the glass. It's a bit different. You have a bigger, a taller, slim, tall glass, and yeah. And if you mix that with, I think it's orange lemonade or something. Yeah, I'm not a fan of those mixed beer shit. We have so many of those mixed beers in Germany by now, with all kind of stuff, with dragon fruit and peach, and if I want to have a beer, I'm drinking a beer. There's only one. There's one thing that's pretty cool. That's beer and lemon lemonade. That's pretty cool. That's nice in summer because it's fresh and all. It doesn't have alcohol. You can drink it like. Okay. Anyway, back to grown-up stuff. Let's go to horror.
I wanted to find my copy of Silent Hill, but all I found was this.
What's that?
Freaking aliens.
Oh.
Aliens, Alien Trilogy and Alien Resurrection.
There's one really horror version of an Alien game called Alien. Was it Colonial Marines?
Oh, that's a horror on a whole different
that-
level.
Exactly. That kind of horror. Yeah.
Well,
So
let's say that's a bad kind of horror.
yeah. If the game is more horror than the content, I mean, if the quality of the game is more horror than the content, something went wrong. The Resident Evil game, I'm not really. The new Doom is crazy. The engine is so insane. You can first you can shoot stuff off enemies. Like, I don't know, if you shoot somebody in the arm, it might be that the biceps is flying away and the arm is still attached and stuff like that. So you can shoot
You
out
mean
parts of them.
Eternal?
Yeah, Eternal.
Yeah, okay, maybe I'll think about playing that game.
Really?
But way
Or-
in the future,
Yeah, same.
like with Doom 2016.
Same for me. A friend of mine bought it and said, awesome, it runs really insanely good. So he has the same graphics card as I have. And he has 60 FPS, so that speaks a lot about the engine and the optimization for that. Looks freaking awesome, and being capable of playing it on a 1060, that's pretty nice. All right, let's go with this here. PlayStation 3 graphics? Really? Wow.
Hey, it's compatibility mod with PlayStation 1.
Ah, yeah, because
Don't you see the title of the game?
I was like, that's really old. What? Yeah, they should maybe not blend in the PS3 part, but play it on PS3 or something, because the PS3, you think, what? And they're outdated. Those graphics would look better a little bit. PlayStation 3.
Again, if you watch the first movie, then you probably recognize this scene. Because it was copy-pasted. This scene is so good.
I hope you can see it good enough on my stream. Relatively dark.
Yeah, it's kinda tolerable.
What's happening? I'm so scared.
Wait a bit. I still love this scene.
What is this? What's going on here?
Poke it!
Oh, you'll get your poke.
Oh, he's just taking a nap. He's just sleeping. Just taking a little break there.
Again, that was the first scene of the game.
Ah, totally fine. Absolutely okay. Nothing wrong about that. Okay, now we have better graphics. That looks more like it.
Yeah, but that's PlayStation 2.
Hmm. A mirror that works. I hate it when you have a mirror in a game and there's nothing reflecting.
Hey, that mirror has a lot of. Well, let's just say when I saw this mirror, I was scared as fuck. This fucking scene. Wanna tell you one thing that the person who playing this particular scene didn't do what I've done. He didn't check the door. The door is locked at the moment.
Hmm.
When I played it, I was panicking. I was running from one room to another. I was like, what the hell is happening? Should I push something or what?
Get me out of here!
Yes! And it turns out this door is just on a timer. At this point, you can just walk away from this room. The door is unlocked already. But he's still in here.
Why? What? Why do you die in that scene? Because of the...
If you
the-
didn't pay attention, then in the mirror, your reflection was covered in the same shit that this
Yeah.
whole room.
Uh-huh.
So I think it's basically indicated that because this shit all over your reflection, you taking a damage.
Ah, okay. Kinda strange, the reflection didn't move at one point anymore.
Yeah, that's the point.
Interesting.
As far as I know, this thing actually not a reflection, but the copy of the same room and a reflection of a character is actually a copy that has that copying your input. At one point, it just stops all input from your controller, and this damage just standing in there, like
Kinda
nothing happens.
Kinda reminds me of Prince of Persia, where you also had that mirror at the end. You're fighting against yourself basically as a mirrored version. Prince of Persia, the original.
Oh, you mean the D1?
Yeah, way back the original. Okay, let's see.
Sense
more
of
in the-
Time is kind of replaced original Prince of Persia in my mind.
Come out. Oh my god. Ah. Hello, Mr. Licker.
Yeah, this fucker is really deadly.
Hmm. I've seen a version from one of the later Resident Evils. Looks pretty badass.
Well, it's actually the latest Resident Evil so far. It's a remake of Resident Evil 2.
Or is it from the remake? Oh, okay.
Can't you tell?
I'm not a Resident Evil player, so you know them all. I don't. I never cared for Resident Evil. I played a few, but it appealed to me for some reason.
Well, I started with Resident Evil 4, and I never played the original second or the first. I played remake of the first, remake of the second, and now I'm going to eventually play in a remake of the third.
Yeah, the remakes would be more interesting, yes, because of changes in gameplay and stuff. I did play the first one, I did play the second one, even with a special Resident Evil controller where you had one side was a real grip from a pistol and you had a real pistol trigger on it. So it was pretty cool actually on the PlayStation 2. But it wasn't really mine. I wasn't a fan of those fixed camera positions and pre-rendered stuff, and I was a PC gamer and used to the stuff. So
Well, at the start I was a console player, and I think it's pretty obvious that I had PlayStation.
yeah. Kinda. Alright, let's I have to play that. I have that.
Play it, stream it. It's awesome.
I also have Outlast. Played for an hour or two.
Yeah, this fragment is practically really short because I couldn't decide what to pick from this game. Let me check out if I actually posted screenshots.
Part 1, Act 0, no commentary. Okay, there was more to it.
Did I?
Yeah, when I wanted to stream earlier,
No, I didn't.
what?
I didn't publish the screenshots, and now they're all gone because my previous hard drive just died. Well, anyway, this game is pretty much worth it. You should play it.
Yeah, I have so many games. Okay, let's go.
But not enough bad games.
Yeah, and yeah, so many bad. Oh, so many bad games. I just added a few more. That one developer from that Paintball crap game. Yeah, you wanted to stream it, then what are you waiting for? Hey, I decide.
What, he is challenging you to stream it?
Yeah, and I guess
Is
he wants
he out
to.
of his mind?
No, because he is kinda I don't know if he believes that much in his game or something. It's
Of course he believes in this game.
I posted a review
I
and
don't think so because it's free to play now, but of course he believes in it.
yeah, I posted that when you start it the very first time, the audio is so loud it blows you away, and he started to explain me how to change audio of a game through the options. You can turn down the volume, and really, you think I'm stupid? Doesn't help when you have hit like intro movies that don't care for the game menu.
Well, that's the different story.
Yeah, and if I have to go in the game first to change the audio, it doesn't matter because the first time you started, it is just.
Wait, it's no menu screen. It's you should change game audio in game.
No. But what does it help? I start a game, or I can change the options, I have to start a stupid shit game, and it blows you away. What does the info...
Interesting.
Yeah, what does the info help to go in the menu? Yeah, maybe after I started it the very first time, it might be lower the second time when I changed it. I think that will... But I was mentioning the first time you start a game, or when you start a game, is just completely nuts. The volume is so loud. Seriously, I started it at 5:30 in the morning or so, and it was like twice as loud as I am now on stream. That's how loud it was. I was like, wow! I muted my whole PC. I didn't even turn it down. I muted my whole PC. I'm so happy that I have a button on my keyboard to mute everything. Holy shit, that was so loud. I thought, what the hell? If there would be more after the red in OBS, it would have been in that part. In the purple part after the red overpowered part. Yeah, so this is Agony. Agony is out in a kids-friendly version and in an adult uncut version. No, it's actually an adult game, but
friendly.
yeah, there's a cut and an uncut version, and yeah, 18 plus either way.
What the point cutting out the content if it's already 18 plus?
Yeah, no idea. I think they might have sold more if they would have released the uncut version directly, because that's what they promoted. Yeah, you can see nipples. Those are kinda removed in the cut version.
Well, at least it was released, unlike something.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have to play it. I have both versions, but I didn't play it. And it's not against the TOS of Twitch, so I'm allowed to do it.
Oh,
Yes, I'm gonna do that soon. Or one day, not soon, because yeah, my backlog is like starts somewhere back there. Alright, what else do we have in here?
well, basically it's always horrors. It's kind of hard to pick them up. There are not a lot of horror games if actually counting stuff like Alien Isolation, stuff like Resident Evil, stuff like Silent Hill, and I refuse to call FNAF horrors.
That's here, okay. So one game everybody was looking forward to never be released, and even this demo is not on Steam not on PlayStation anymore. It's PT Silent Hill.
Oh yeah.
The game everybody was looking forward to, and it looks freaking awesome. The quality of that demo is insane. I mean, it looks almost photorealistic, so
Pause the video for a bit.
uh-oh.
You definitely should play that before PT footage.
Which one?
I've sent it on Discord.
Alright, what is that? Okay. Yeah, that was the hashtag that Tim Sterling kinda created.
And
Yeah,
for a
kinda.
reason.
Yeah, for
That's
several
one of those
reasons.
reasons.
Yeah. So yeah, this was one interesting game demo.
Yeah, I think the like
I could do nothing but
2 or 3 trailers in total for Silent Hill, or just one. So this PT trailer from Tokyo Game Show, and I think that's it. That's all footage that was released.
You've been chosen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no way to even get it anymore. It was still out, but yeah, for kinda obvious reasons, because Kojima! Oh, we don't want anything to do with Kojima. Take it away.
Yeah, delete his name from Metal Gear Solid 5. Delete his name from
He should just
Sono.
go. He should just go get the rights for Silent Hill and just do it with his own studio now.
Well, Sony looking for buying out Konami properties.
Hmm?
At least there are rumors that Sony want to buy
Because this
Konami's IP.
game would sell like crazy because everybody wants it. Just have to name it PT. That's all you need for this game. Name it PT. Put Hideo Kojima and what Del Toro was the other guy. Yeah, put those there, and it sells in the millions. Yeah.
Well, at least this one, not like Death Stranding.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a
Death
different
Stranding
story.
was a strange experiment, and I can't deny that it's something that people did not expect it.
Yeah,
But
nobody had an idea what it will be. I mean, when I saw the first trailer, I was like, thing. But now,
well,
yeah,
people at least half a year before release knew that it was supposed to be a walking simulator.
yeah, but you need quite some time to get into the real game. I think you have to play at least 10 or 15 hours for the story and for the
Gameplay
game
will not
to
change.
kinda pick up. And I'm not sure how many people actually went over that 15-hour mark, because you're walking a shit ton in that.
Well, my brother finished that game, and as he said, it's what they sell is what you get. Nothing like crazy conspiracy theories and stuff like that. You're basically a courier that doing some.
So you're better delivery boy until the end of the game.
Yeah, and as I'm thinking right now, I think I saw one tweet who said like, we're basically living in a time when people lock down at their houses and brave couriers delivering food to them. Somebody a genius again.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. It's what we have now. Delivery guys still deliver stuff. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Hey, I
So-
saw some several good artworks how our food couriers in stalker aesthetics.
Hmm. Yeah, so it could basically be named Death Stranding, the Corona delivery simulation.
Death Stranding, you've been warned.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, one streamer was permanently banned on Twitch because she kinda said something about Corona, which was really stupid. I'm not rephrasing what she said because I don't want to get banned. But yeah, when
I have
people
an idea what she might have said. Something like that. This is a global conspiracy or a myth?
no. She was more like, yeah, if I had it, I would go out and spread it and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So
It-
basically,
It went even worse than that. That wouldn't be that bad. But what she said, he was banned for for
yeah, okay, I get the general idea.
hate speech, basically, something like that. So yeah, stupid ideas.
Yeah.
It's bad as it is, but I've been in the town today because I had to go to the doctor, getting my stitches out, which hurt like shit. It was normally it's not that painful, but oh, okay, never mind. But if I wouldn't know that people should be at home, there's so many people around, as many cars as always at this time. It's no difference. I'm like, didn't you get the message? I mean, I have to go out because my doctor is in the town, but other than that, I stay the fuck at home. I don't get it. So many people around. I'm like, no? People working together, they don't live together, get out of the same car. Okay.
Well, some people just enjoying their day offs.
Enjoy it at home. Yeah, I will go to work tomorrow, but the store is closed and I'm doing stuff outside, like cutting branches from trees and stuff like that. I'm alone in a garden basically at the bike store and fill up the trash can with biological stuff. Still not opening. Some other stores, they have the bikes outside and they let customers in and like, huh? What? Why? Doesn't make any sense. I mean, yeah, work in the store, in the workshop or anything, repair bikes. My boss is repairing bikes the whole week already, so yeah, but there's no people coming in and out. So the bike is repaired, you call the guy, get the money, give the bike, goodbye. It's not like you're standing next to each other and stuff. So, but yeah, different story. All right, that was basically it. What we, which oh, I wanted to show Outlast. Show a bit of Outlast. That's one of the newest. It's out
Oh
for a while
yeah,
already.
that
Outlast
game.
3
Wait, what?
announcement trailer for the PlayStation and Xbox One. What?
Well, I know that the first game was good and that second game was mediocre as hell. But the third game?
I just know that they maybe put too much story and stuff into the second one. The first one is more.
It's cryptic as hell.
Yeah, there's more suspense. You have basically that one guy that hunts you all the time, and the second one there's a cult and you're outside and more. I don't know. It's more action related.
It's
I
not
think.
only the cult. There are pagans, Christians, and I think Satanists.
Too much.
All
I
in
think.
one location. And your character used to go into a Christian school and something bad happened way back in the past, or don't nobody can understand that.
Yeah, it's definitely different than the first one. So this looks more like the first one again.
I don't know, I have a strong Amnesia vibe.
Yeah, I played Amnesia, but not really that much.
I never played it, but I played Penumbra.
Yeah, I played most of those games, at least tried them. The cool thing about those games, when you open something, you really have to open stuff. Click the mouse, hold it, and drag the door open and stuff like that. That's pretty cool.
You know,
So-
when you're in a state of panic, you just expecting clicks stuff, game pauses, and it's like either nothing in there, or you get ammo or something like that, and you can turn around and say hello to the boomstick, just because you found some ammo.
Hmm. What speedrun 8 minutes 22 seconds for Outlast?
Well, that's
hell?
definitely something that I didn't hear about.
That's definitely fast.
Yeah, I think that monsters and scares that exist in Outlast kind of feel insulted with that speedrun.
Yeah, definitely. They will not be seen much, I guess. Okay.
Okay, through the textures. Okay. Loading the last map looks like it's like.
Yeah, that looks like the end. I didn't play it, but that doesn't look like anything that you play at the beginning. So you basically jumped into the water and dived.
Well, into an unknown, most likely.
So you basically, if you have that skip,
Camera is cracked, your hands covered in blood.
you can skip the whole game with that skip. That's interesting.
Well, at
Yeah.
least it's not as cryptic as skipping to the last mission in GTA San Andreas.
What the heck is happening there? Oh, big spoiler alert.
Big spoiler alert, this
anyway,
game
really,
has supernatural crap.
That's so strange. 8 minutes for that game. Holy crap. I mean, really? 8 minutes? But yeah, I guess it depends on the category, because there are some categories where you are allowed to use glitches and stuff, and some not.
Only two. With glitch and
Yes.
without glitch.
It depends on the
Also-
game. It seriously depends on the game, because some categories or
let's
some
just
games
say
you have.
there are two universal categories, with and
Yeah,
without
yeah.
glitches.
Yeah, that's true.
And any percent of completion,
100%.
of secrets, 100%
Yeah.
mercy run, and something like that.
We should maybe do an episode about speedruns.
I watched only Doom speedruns, nothing else.
Yeah, I wanted to get into Doom 2016 speedruns, but I like speedruns where you don't go out of bounds and stuff like that. But if you glitch out of bounds and run on top of the map to get out and stuff, I don't know. I'm more fan of speedruns where you have to walk pretty much all the way, but remember where an enemy is, where you have to shoot first, stuff like that. So I'm more into those speedruns than
Well,
other stuff.
at least the problem with original Doom and whatnot, it's randomness. Some enemies can either screw you run or really help with it.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
true.
all depends on how they gonna stand in any given moment.
Yeah, and in Doom 2016, the engine can only render, I think, 10 or 12 enemies at one time. So if you run past all the enemies at the beginning of a level, you will not have any enemy spawning at the end of the level. So if you run through a few levels, it's really interesting. There's no enemy spawning because the others are still alive. You go in an area in a hallway or so, and he said something like, "Yeah, normally it would be full of enemies, but yeah, there's still enough enemies rendered over there, so nothing is happening." There was not one enemy. I played it lately.
That's the problem with modern games.
Yeah.
Some of them can't handle more than
They-
a bunch of enemies or NPCs on the screen.
some could maybe, but I guess that's internally changed or something. Anyway, we are at point number 5 in the script. Wanna talk about that?
Yeah,
Do it.
the reason why I even own stuff like Postal and that beauty out here, that because my mom bought it for me. She had no idea about age restriction for at least some of this content.
Mhm.
And this copy of Postal 2, that's actually what I bought. At least 2 or 3 years later, she bought Postal 2 because she couldn't differentiate PlayStation game from a PC game. Therefore, it was like one day she'll just gave us 2 discs. One of them was Postal 2 and the other one, I think that was some kind of track racing game, but this game was so boring that I don't even remember what that was.
Okay.
Well, Thrill Kill is self-explanatory. Silent Hill, I had it again because she bought it. Aliens, she bought it. Uh,
I didn't even remember I have that game.
so basically, all of my encounters with media for adults, not only in games but also in movies and, well, not books because I was lazy as to read stuff. I'm still as. So movies as well, music for sure. I saw all this stuff because of my parents. Well, maybe my first horror movie was Army of the Dark, but I do remember I saw some softcore pornography when I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Okay. Yeah, I saw my first real porn magazine with. We found it on the street basically. Somebody was putting out his old paper, and back in the day, back then in the 80s, you didn't have different trash cans. Now we have trash cans for plastic, for paper, for other stuff, for other garbage. But back then you didn't have that, so you basically put a bunch of, I don't know, newspapers and stuff, put some rope on it, and put it next to the trash can, and they just took it or something like that. And we were playing outside.
At least it's a different story than, hello, my children, let me show you some Army of the Dark.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, nobody would have shown us pornography at that age. We just found a magazine. It wasn't the only one. We took a handful of magazines because we were playing outside, and then we were looking through those
Founders
things.
Keepers.
And we were like, what's that? What's in this magazine? Oh, all hippies. Oh, wait. Hippies without clothing. Oh, what are they doing there? Okay. That's quite interesting. So that was my sex education back then. When a parent wanted to do it, I was like, want to know anything? Because I know about it. But yeah, I just basically found out, and don't remember. Did I read it? I don't even know how old that. 11 years. Yeah. So since we can now show it and play it, I have original. Yeah, it's mirrored now because my camera is switched. But yeah, original Wolfenstein, not the original, the remake, the first remake.
2008.
And yeah, here, 18 plus.
And you
But that's
basically can't buy this game anywhere.
this. I guess not. I got this from Austria. The thing is, we in Germany have a different categorization. It's from the USK, our case, and this is PEGI. PEGI is the European age verification, and PEGI is no wait, it's European and international. But we have a different one in Germany.
Well, it's one of internationals.
So the thing is,
Basically, it's either ESRB or PEGI.
yeah, when I was working in my Nintendo store, the store I had the store in bought this year Bulletstorm limited edition, uncut, 18 plus PEGI version, and yeah, was not okay to sell that in Germany, and then they said, hey, you know what, you can have that for a really cheap price, but you're not allowed to sell that anymore. I was like, yeah, sure, give it to me. And so I have the uncut version, but if I install it now, and you can install it in Origin, I get the cut version. This is one of the few games where cuts destroy the whole freaking game. Point of the game, for those who don't know it, you have some kind of a energy leash or whip, and you can pull enemies in your direction. That slows them down a little bit, and then you can shoot off arms, legs, heads, whatever. You can still shoot the head, but the head stays attached, which makes stuff like, I don't know what it's called, but the combos had different names, and you got more points when you hit more body parts before the enemy was dead or was falling on the ground or something like that. But in Germany, it's impossible, so it's completely pointless. And the reason why it has to be cut, because you kill human characters. If they would be aliens, no problem, but those are humans. So that's where the German government makes the German government makes a difference between killing fantasy characters in quotes. So if you slaughter zombies, that's okay. If you slaughter living persons, humans, that's not okay.
No, I mean, was Postal 2 in German stores at all?
I don't think so.
Again, 14 games for 14 €. And I'm definitely never gonna install this version of Postal 2 ever again. Star Force.
Yeah. Yay! Let me see if they something. Okay, in 2004, New Zealand banned Postal 2 due to gross abhorrent content. Australia banned the game a year later due to excessive abhorrent content. The thing is, Australia is really hard when it comes to use of drugs in games, for example. So
Yeah,
Gothic
this game has health pipe.
Yeah, Gothic was banned in Australia, when I remember right, because you could smoke joints. So as soon as
that game was made somewhere in Germany.
Gothic is in German. Yeah, Gothic is a German development. It was okay in Germany. Nobody cares for that in Germany, but
hey, nobody cares about that in Russia either. But still.
So here, the game was Malaysia banned the game outright due to very high impact violence and offensive depictions of cruelty. The game was also banned in Germany and temporarily banned for sale in Sweden. Made available through GOG in 2009 and Tesura, who remembers that still, in 2012. And greenlit on Steam in 2012 as well.
Yeah, what was it? That was a good time.
Green light.
Yeah,
Yeah, kind of. It kind of was. We had a purpose with the group, a real purpose. I mean, we still kind of have a purpose, but it's kind of, yeah.
somebody's
Yeah, I
getting
think
on his game ripping streams.
I think I have to try and install Wolfenstein. I'm not sure if I actually finished it. I mean, hey, it's freaking 11 years ago.
Well, I definitely dropped that game, and when I wanted to buy it, again, as I said, it's not available either in Steam or GOG, so my options are limited.
Yeah, I tried to install the key later, because that could work. I mean, this Wolfenstein isn't even in Steam or anything, but it's games for Windows, so.
Oh yeah, games for Windows, one of those things that just died.
Yeah, pretty much.
I actually have a disc for, what was that, Fable 2 or Fable 3? And this disc is basically pointless because you must log in into your Games for Windows account.
But
And Games for Windows doesn't exist anymore, so
I did see a game lately. I don't remember what it was, but it also used games for Windows in the past, and they had a guide there to install a new version for games for Windows Live, because you can still download it from Microsoft, and you cannot connect to your account anymore, but you can use a local profile. So depending on the game, sometimes that still works, but you have to look for workarounds. But let me try something kind of cute. Because I was able to use a few keys in GOG for some reason.
you wanna try to redeem Wolfenstein through GOG?
Yeah. No,
This game
through
not on
Origins.
GOG.
No, through Origins,
Oh,
not GOG.
I tried to redeem my CD key for Assassin's Creed, the first one on Ubisoft, but he's like, nope, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay, it doesn't work with that. I don't know why Bulletstorm worked. I could activate Bulletstorm in EA games. This kind of
Because
stuff.
Bethesda.
Oh, it's Epic. Epic and EA. Okay.
I mean, Wolfenstein now is under Bethesda, so
It says Epic and EA for
well,
Bulletstorm.
it. Oh, you're talking about Bulletstorm, okay.
Yeah, and Wolfenstein. I have to find a way how to install it. It doesn't take the key in here. So
Really?
I mean it doesn't activate it. Not sure. I wanna try Steam. Out of curiosity. That would be awesome. If that would work. But it's a different key.
I'm not a fan of Star Force, but I'm pretty sure that I still will be. This copy still works. I'm more than sure of that. I like physical media.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find a way. I'm gonna try to find a way. I want to play that. I do have Wolfenstein, one of the newer ones. New Blood or something like that. But I really forgot about that game. I talking about Wolfenstein. Wait, I have something. Oh my god, is that dusty? That thing. This holder. didn't use any of those discs for 10 years or so. Yeah, this I bought this somewhere else. That's manufactured in the EU. 15 years. Yeah, 15 in the corner. Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
Oh, that game.
The multiplayer was awesome. Seriously. The flamethrower in this game is, it's still to this day one of my favorites, because it looked amazing, and you could exactly tell if you will hit that guy over there with the flamethrower or not. Most of the flamethrowers the years after, yeah, the fire looked not bad, but the Castle Wolfenstein flamethrower was just epic. For me
Well,
personally,
I'm more accustomed
ever.
to pyro flamethrower. I mean, from Team Fortress 2.
Was Castle Wolfenstein? Ah, Return.
Return to
Not sure if
Castle
that's-
Wolfenstein is definitely on GOG. I have.
Yeah, I know that. I wanted to see if this game is allowed in Germany or not. But it doesn't say anything, so I think there were no swastikas in it.
I think there was.
The German version of the game, it avoids making direct reference to Nazi Party in the Third Reich. Yeah, okay. Story-wise, they always change that Third Reich to something, I don't know, different term or something. The player is not battling Nazis, but a secret sect called the Wolves, led by Heinrich Höller, whose name is a pun of the original character Himmler. Himmler roughly translates as Heavener, Höller as Heller. The Nazi swastika is also not present. German forces use the logo, which is a combination of a stylized, double-headed, equally prominent in most Nazi symbols.
Well, again, it was censored.
It's all English on the package, and it says 15. And was there autofocus? Focus. So yeah, I might not be allowed to stream that. But new games with swastikas is not a problem. Old games, I'm not sure about old games, but you can get the original Wolfenstein 3D, which was banned in Germany for 30. So yeah, I have to take a look. But the thing that pisses me off is that I cannot use freaking Bulletstorm in the uncut version, and I don't want to buy the new version because a few things they changed and not. So yeah, it's kind of it sucks. I have the uncut here and I'm not allowed to play the uncut. How stupid is that?
Again, it's like with Duke Nukem 3D. Yes, I appreciate that they made a new episode for Duke Nukem 3D, but give me fucking back Megaton Edition. I'm more interested in Megaton Edition than in your new edition.
You mean in this version? This version that I own?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it. I think I got it in the. Wasn't. I got the 3D Realms bundle, and I think it was included in that. But 3D Realms sold out everything they had for $10 or so with all their games on bundle stars back then. But yeah, I should play that again. Duke Nukem is one of those games. just an awesome game with all the stuff in it. The different secrets and push a button here, destroy a house over there, and stuff like that. The interactivity of Duke Nukem, I was waiting for that for so long after that game, because not really many games did that.
Because not many 3D game could did that. Quake engine was really limited,
Yeah,
and most of the games still have a Quake DNA in them.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, so definitely thinking about playing that again. I mean, it looked freaking awesome back then.
Well,
And
it still looks good.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it did age quite well for a game that is that old.
Quake didn't age well, but sprites usually age not that badly.
Yeah, depends. The closer you get today, the worse it looks. But like this here, I mean, you need fantasy these days to make out stuff, you know.
Yeah.
The hand looks pretty good from him, so that was pretty awesome. Back then, those were the things that I really liked. The way the hand looked and the weapons and all that kind of stuff. It looked real, you know.
Because it's always in your face. Of course, they spend a lot of time making it.
Yeah, sure. The quality was really nice. So, yeah. But that's
It's
that's
not
the original.
Quake rocket launcher, lightning
This is not the
gun.
original. This is not the original HUD.
But again, 3D engine gave us a new dimension to play with, like third axis, but it also limited stuff that games could and still can't do. Stuff that was possible in games on Build Engine, not every 3D engine game can do.
What exactly? I mean, anything
Like having more than 100 enemies at the same time on a map.
that was possible in this engine back then?
It's definitely possible in modified Doom engine. And
Yeah,
there is a
but this is not the
Shadow
Doom.
Warriors. There are like more than 100 enemies on the map. In Blood, there is a maps with if I remember correctly, something about 150 enemies on the map, and most of them didn't spawn. They was already on the map.
But it didn't use the Doom engine.
No, that's Build Engine. I'm talking about modified Doom Engine because people still modifying this shit just to give Doom a third access and, well, still. Brutal Doom and Maps of the Apocalypse, or what the name of this map pack, looks awesome. And it has a lot of enemies.
There's a game that just came out last year, still using that engine. A highly modified engine, but it is the original Duke Nukem engine. So that was pretty interesting to hear about that. That somebody is using the old school engine for a completely new game.
Well, the engine definitely shows its age in menu and stuff like that, but on the gameplay perspective, it's still as awesome as this at in Duke Nukem times.
Yeah, you can see where the game comes from, but you also can see that this wouldn't have been possible on any machine back in the day. Even though it's the same engine, but
Yeah, it's definitely a modern game on dated engine,
yeah.
but this game it's definitely worth playing.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, very positive and overwhelmingly positive. Yeah, over 2000, overwhelmingly positive.
I have it on GOG.
I know. So yeah, Iron Maiden.
Or
Yeah.
Bombshell.
I think if they would have gotten in contact with them and featured a song or so, they might have been fine with it.
Yeah, maybe, but who knows?
Because let's be honest, Iron Maiden, besides hardcore fans, does anybody?
Did they just show the freaking solution to that puzzle? Did they just show the fucking solution to that puzzle in a trailer?
I don't know. You played the game.
Fuck me.
I didn't.
Well, I played with that piano. I knew that it's supposed to be connected to a secret, but I didn't figure out the solution. And it's right in the freaking trailer.
Not checking the trailer again. Enough spoiler already. But yeah, definitely sooner or later I'm gonna play this. Definitely. What's that? Did they release another one?
No. There was a Bombshell game that was
That's an
released
early access.
under
That's the next
Gearbox.
game. That's the next game in early access.
Oh,
But that's not a build engine. That's
definitely a 3D engine. Either
Yeah,
one
that
of
looks-
the first Unreals or might be a gold source.
looks a bit like modified Quake engine, maybe. Quake 2 engine. Content
Well,
update number 1 out. Okay.
Well, it
cool.
actually might be a gold source, so Half-Life engine.
Nope.
Why do I see
Quake 1.
1C?
See? I knew it. It's the Quake engine. It kinda, yeah. Also the animation of the shotgun refilling and stuff like that, it looks kinda similar. Yeah, it's the Quake engine.
Oh yeah, I put it in my wish list.
That looks definitely cool. Yeah, it has that Quake vibe to it, definitely.
Again, why 1S?
I had it already on my wish list.
1S is here.
Huh?
1S is a Russian company. Maybe for you it's 1C, but it's 1S.
It's yeah, 1C isn't known just for good games. I went through my game list and I found them in some really crappy games.
They're the publisher.
Uh-huh.
I don't think that they have a development studio. At least not now.
No, I know
But
them
they're
as
mostly a publisher.
yeah. I know them as a publisher.
From
ton
one country.
Ton of games. Tons of games. I have a handful of them. Don't remember what the bad game was. But there are some games I have on ignore.
Zombies on a plane.
Is that also from them?
Yes. For
Yeah.
some reason.
For some reason. Yeah, that's one of the games I have. What the heck more?
Well, they actually have more, but it's mostly an offline library.
Mhm. I did play the last I played from them is the Conglomerate 451. Not a bad game. Not for me, but it's an interesting game. It's a tile-based dungeon crawler. So you see the enemies in the back somewhere, but you have to go tile to tile until you're close enough to attack them. Like there was another game that came out a few years ago that kinda remade that style of games. Don't remember. But yeah, that's definitely looking. Yeah, looks nice. Unfiltered textures. I saw a guide for Half-Life 1 where you can deactivate the texture, so it's not smoothing it out. You get that blocky style as well. But I read that it messes with the crosshair. The crosshair is broken afterwards because you only have pixels in your face basically. But yeah, that looks pretty awesome. Really cool. Like, nice idea. Kinda nice idea to use old school games and engines, but make something new and push them to the over the boundary of what was possible back then and make it something crazy.
Again, Quake 1 engine definitely had more than 10 enemies at any given moment on a map. Because Quake 1 was developed the same way as Doom, i.e. some enemies was just already placed on the map and they just wandered on it.
Alright, moving on in our script, and yes, we have a script.
Conclusion. Well, I mean, we are getting to the conclusion.
Rest here. Next. Yeah, since we have that at the end here, yeah, some games should definitely not be played by children. Might be a different story with teenagers or 15, 16 or so is a different story when they play violent games or games that are 18 plus, but it really depends on the game. Yeah, posted 14. It really depends on the games, and I think these days the games look so realistic today. So it's completely different than back in the day when you were playing Doom with those 2D sprites. They kinda looked like soldier in the back, but the closer you got, the more shit it looked. So it wasn't really realistic. You shot them, they just went on the ground and were lying on the ground. So it was not really super realistic. But Doom was on that index I mentioned earlier for over 20 years. It was just taken off that list, I think, last year or 2 years ago. So now you can mention it again, you can show it somewhere, you can sell it. Yeah, so back in the day it wasn't that bad, but today with games like
Hey, you know
Scorn,
that stuff like Doom was put in some controversy in one country with stripes and stars. Again,
yeah,
let's just take a moment of appreciation of an article that I send you and a Wikipedia entry. Like video games cause all those mass shootings
yeah,
and
so
stuff and so on.
mm,
Can you pull that article?
the wiki.
No, the article first. That one.
The thing we had studies in Germany as well. If do violent games cause more violence, and it's not. What a ninth grader opened fire from a pneumatic pistol at school. Anything in particular in that text?
No,
Because
just a number of just a number of accidents.
so yeah, let's just say there are some countries where school mass shootings are
Yeah, before.
no,
Give me a sec. Before it says on March 20th, that's basically the paragraph that we need right now.
yeah, that
Especially the second sentence.
with the ninth grader.
No, lower. When you're going to see that on March 20th in bold. Right, paragraph right about that, and it's going to be the second sentence.
Yeah, but that's the part I started to read earlier with the ninth grader to open fire from a pneumatic pistol at number 64 in Tomsk. Light injuries were received by 2 students of the 8th grade. Criminal case was instituted part 2 of Article 106 Criminal Code of the Russian Federation.
Right about that. All we need is total number of cases, but again, it wasn't something that supposed to kill.
Yeah, but here on this list, you have one shooting in March, you have one shooting in November in the same year, then you have one in April 2016, then in September 2016. So you basically have 2 school shootings in Russia.
You're not showing that on the screen right now.
Yeah, I know.
Basically, what I'm talking about, again, same sentence, a little bit up about. In total, from the beginning of 2015 to the present, and that was November 2019, there was at least 14 cases reported.
Yeah.
14 freaking shootings
in over
our big country in 5 years.
Yeah. And that's pretty much the number you have in a quarter year in the United States. But you're playing all the same games, so are the games responsible? No, they're not. So in my gamer time, I
basically think I'm gonna say something controversial, maybe, especially for America, but access to firearms, giving an opportunity for mass shootings.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, in countries where you have really highly restricted gun laws, for example, was it New Zealand, Australia? They had a shooting and then decided to change their laws in, I think, less than 2 months or so, and that was pretty much last shooting. I mean, everybody who wants to get a gun will get a gun. The stuff that happened, I think it was it last year in Germany where somebody went crazy and shot people? A friend of mine told me something like, yeah, look at your gun laws. He had a gun as well. Yeah, printed that gun in his 3D printer. He didn't even have to leave.
Actually say something as well beside that. When some crazy lunatic gonna start shooting, it's not guaranteed that you're gonna have this gun on you you will most of the time you will not fire back at the person. And if you're going to kill that person who was shooting at you, hey, you are a criminal by the law.
It would be self-defense. Yeah.
In Russia we have a term in life like how should I put it? Extended self-defense. Well, basically, when your self-defense costs somebody harm or killed it, you're basically a criminal by the law.
But then it's no self-defense. How would you self-defend your... How do you defend yourself from harm if you don't harm the one who wants to harm you? And
There is a barrier that you can harm them, like with paper spray or a teaser or, well, basically beat him up. But if you killed him,
yeah,
it's totally different story.
yeah, no, there's no different story here. And I think if I would see that somebody wants to harm someone else, and that guy would maybe be bigger or stronger than me, and I would have to use whatever I can take to get that guy away from the person he is harming. If he would die in the aftermath match, basically, I would still be out of jail because I protected another person from getting harmed. And if I would see somebody who wants to rape someone, no matter if male or female, because a few years ago they raped somebody at Oktoberfest. A guy was raped by 2 other guys. So it doesn't matter if you're male or female. If I would see that, I wouldn't think 1 second. That guy would stop right away, no matter what I would have to do. If I would break his neck or whatever, if I can protect somebody from harm, I don't care about the other guy. Sorry. And our courts would rule in my favor, I guess.
Well, maybe in Russia, if you kill somebody in self-defense or when you try to defend somebody, if you have a jury court, well, maybe you'll get a sentence, but wouldn't be sent to a jail or something like that. But most of the time, yeah, if you killed somebody, you'd by default guilty.
Here it depends, I guess. And I mean, if you would so if you get attacked by somebody with a knife, for example, and you have a chance to get that knife in your possession and you would hurt him, that's one thing, even if he would die. But if you would stab him 20, 30, 40 times or so, yeah, that wouldn't be self-defense anymore. Or if you would shoot somebody in the
unconscious actions.
Yeah, or if you would shoot somebody more times in the back or whatever, if somebody is going away already, not self-defense. Self-defense is when somebody gets at you, not if somebody goes away from you. There are different things that can change the outcome maybe, but as long as you save yourself or others from harm, it is basically self-defense. If the other dies in that cause or after what you did, but you saved other persons with that, as far as I know, you would go free, because it was not your intention to kill somebody. It was your intention to save someone else. So if you would go to jail for that, nobody would help anybody. So they don't help anybody when they go to Russia.
Again, stuff like paper spray and ain't outlaw.
Do you have pepper spray with you?
I actually should.
Yeah, you should, but I mean, everybody should maybe, but Yeah.
No, I actually
I mean,
have
I
a
was
store on the way to the work. Maybe I'll just drop by one day and buy one
the,
for a
the,
good measure.
the thing is, you could get in trouble for what's the term? It's called Körperverletzung in Germany. So if you harm somebody, and pepper spray is 18 plus item, cannot just get it and have it with you. It kinda counted as a. It's a bit strange. Use of pepper spray, not allowed or advised in that many. I don't know. It's a bit difficult. A bit strange. It's stupid. Every woman should have that with them. So there was stuff happening here, and not too far from me where I live. A few years ago, he was 17 or so, and on the bus with a. And they went the same direction, and yeah, he wanted to have some fun with her, and ended up killing her. And he carried her over 2 kilometers away as well while she dead. So, and he was known by the police for years already. That's not a kilometer away from here. Was walking from here to the next town basically. Insane, 17 years. Crazy.
You have a town just a kilometer away from your town?
I don't know what the plan was.
No, I'm just imagining the scale. Just thinking about how far away.
It's basically I'm living in Augsburg, but I'm living in not directly central. I'm living more outside of the town. So directly where my part of my town ends, the beginning of the next town already starts. So they're basically melted together, but they do have a border, so that's not too far away. But he was living in the next town basically, and it was a strange story. Insane. We had a lot of crazy stuff going on in my area here. Somebody a few years ago went into a house, and he used the mask from Scream, you know, that white strange face mask, and killed a 12 or 13-year-old girl in room. Crazy. And he was supposed to get out of jail, and he will never come out ever. He is in a psychological, not really a jail, but he won't get out anytime soon.
Yeah, okay, he's
not socializable. He's just nuts. He would definitely kill again. The other guy, I think, is the same.
Basically, the yellow house is his house.
Yeah, whatever color that is, but yeah.
Well, we call those things yellow houses.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, gaming and violent games are not making you a violent person. What makes people violent is their social.
Well, basically nature.
Yeah, it depends.
Nature is one thing. If you have some screw loose, then
yeah, true. But it's basically like if you have parents at home who are without a job, and they drink beer in the afternoon
just say
already.
abusive parents.
Yeah, I mean, what you see when you grow up is what you have as your standards, basically. If you see your parents drink and smoke all day long and not work because they get money from the government, you start to think the same. Well, why should I work? My parents don't have to work. And it's the same with dogs, for example. If you take one of those fighting dogs, every dog could be a killer, so that doesn't really matter. But we have a list here in Germany and some other countries as well, where you have pit bulls, Rottweilers, all that kind of stuff. You pay 10 times the taxes than you pay for regular dogs or for other dogs that are not on the list. But the thing is, if I get an aggressive dog, I can make, depending on the dog, but if the dog grows up with me in my area, he would not become an aggressive dog, even if the race would kinda make it obvious that it is a aggressive dog. And I work a lot with dogs that you have on that list. They cost over 700 euros tax in my town here. In some other towns, you have to pay 900 euros for a dog per year. And if somebody who has bad intentions and is, I don't know, red light district or whatever, and aggressive person, he will have a dog no matter what it is. If it's a poodle or whatever, that dog will have bad social behavior. But if the same dog grows up in a family with kids and everything, might be the best dog on this planet. Same with the kids. If kids have parents that are assholes, let's just say it like that, you cannot expect them to grow up not becoming an asshole. I mean, not every kid that lives in socially low families will become the same. Sometimes it's enough to see that and know that's not what I want to become. For me, for example, I'm a slim guy, yeah. So I don't have a tummy or anything. One of the reasons is I did a shit ton of sports in my youth, and another thing is I never want to look like my dad. No offense against my dad, but my dad is overweight. I will never be overweight in my life. I will die with the weight I have now. That's it. So that was kinda enough for me to see my dad and his health or his problems he had with knees or whatever, to not want to become the same. So sometimes you care for something else that you see, and sometimes you just do whatever you get shown. And if you have an aggressive father who punches your mom, for example, yeah, maybe you start thinking women need to be hit. It's stupid, but what you see,
I
and
can kind of get what you're talking about.
that's the same
My
with,
mom was. Yeah, okay.
games. With games, it's the same. When you grow up in a violent household, violent games might not make it better. You know, it might be just the last drop, the barrel. Basically, that's what we say. But in my case, I grew up in a good family. My parents worked and everything. They had no clue what I'm playing. I mean, if they would have known what I play, they might have not been okay with it. When I tell them now, they're like, "Where did you get that?" I had pretty much all the games I wanted. Now my parents know why I'm a gamer, and they also know that I'm not an aggressive or violent person. If it would be needed, like I said, if I see something where I want to help or if I need to help, I would do that. But I'd never go to somebody and start a fight just because, I don't know, he's wearing a white t-shirt or the blue one, or stupid ideas that others have. I mean, I had a knife in front of me when I was a teenager. You looked in a direction, that guy saw you, he came over. Hey, what are you looking at? really, some people are just idiots. They wait for anything. I don't know. You sneeze in
Or
that
any
direction.
excuse.
Yeah, some excuse to start a fight. That's just stupid. I'm all up for violence when it's needed. No, so if somebody hurts somebody who is weaker than that person, somebody stronger might have to step in and stop that. Or maybe not strong, it doesn't matter. But we had something here around Christmas. I don't know exactly how that happened, but two pairs, so man and his wife and their friends, have been walking past some guys, 7 guys between 17, 20, something like that. And there was a little argument. A 7-year-old punched one of the guys, killed him with that one hit him here on the side or something, killed him right away. I think he was dead before he even hit the ground. For no fucking reason. Because, I don't know, maybe they were too loud, or they threw away garbage or something, where you just normally say, hey, I don't want to pick that up again. Something like that. It was really nothing big. He just killed that guy. And the strange thing is, the police knew about that guy, that he's violent, that he already had trouble. He was in front of court because he punched somebody else. Yeah, but it had to be that moment on Christmas or the day before Christmas when he decided, okay, I'm punching a 40-year-old fireman, because that's a good idea right now. Really stupid. And but it was already stupid to go to a group with 5 or 6 guys like that. These days,
it's just cruel.
yeah, these days you have to be afraid to say something to somebody. In the United States, he would have been shot. Easy. Just like that. That's the thing. Did I tell you the story? No, I said it. I said it yesterday on stream. Somebody told me the story. In the town where he lives, there are a few thousand people only, so not really a huge town with 1 million people or so. So a smaller town in the United States. And in front of the 7-Eleven, 2 guys were in a fight. They were punching each other or something like that. They were fighting, okay? No weapons, no nothing. Hands. No, men. Because they don't need weapons. Doesn't matter. A third guy, who had nothing to do with them, didn't know either of them, came by, got his gun out, shot one. Dead. Why? And he's not a freaking gamer, so gaming doesn't have anything to do with that. But he shot that guy. What does he have? I mean, he comes in jail forever. Where's the point? That's the reason why I will not go to the United States, because I'm an asshole who cannot shut his freaking mouth. And I'm an atheist. That's the next thing. An atheist is worth less in society in the United States than a... yeah, I shouldn't say it, but there are other classes of people who have a higher state in the United States than an atheist. So, yeah, Chris, you're an asshole? Ah, come on. But yeah, atheists are one of the least respected classes in society in the United States. So, you carry also, yeah, half of the United States carries. That's why I don't want to be there anymore. I've been to the United States 29 years ago. Oh my god. 30 years ago. Yeah, 30 years ago. Yeah, it was a different time in the 90s. But these days, no, I would really be afraid. think if I would go to the United States and wouldn't change my behavior when it comes to saying stuff about highly religious people or else, I would give myself 2 weeks until somebody shoots me. Because
So
everybody has a
again-
freaking gun. It's like in a game. Hey, shoot first, ask later. It's not a joke. It's a cliche that's real in the United States sometimes, and that's something that I would be afraid of that. Yeah, most of the people have a permit in the United States. Not that hard to get a permit. So, as far as I know, I don't think they changed much about that. Depends on the state, I guess.
Well, for
But-
me, it would be a lot of more trouble to get a weapon because you should go to psychiatrist to, well, basically you should check your eyesight, your hearing, well, basic your general health, and I think one thing that going to grant you a permission to have a gun is either or not you was in army or not. If you used to be in army, that you have better chances to get a permission to carry a gun if you wouldn't serve.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense because when you serve, you learn to handle weapons. Not just to handle them, but also the precautions and all that kind of stuff. If you want to get a weapon here in Germany, there are not that many ways. You do have to become a hunter basically, get a hunting license, which costs a few $1,000. And if you have that, then you can get a weapon, but you're not allowed to carry that with you. The only persons who are allowed to have a weapon with them, either on their body or in a car or something, are either policemen or bodyguards with a special license. But besides that, nobody's allowed to have the weapon with them.
Same
Or
here.
only in a locked case or something like that.
Again, we have the same thing here. And if you are a hunter and you are basically going to hunt, you should take your gun, disassemble it, put it in a separate case, put this case in a car, get to your hunting ground, get several kilometers in the forest, and then assemble your gun.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's not that hardcore yet. Background check and for you to safety and training courses. Yeah, back in the 90s, if you have been a US citizen, it took 5 days maximum to get your gun. I mean, since a few years there are harder regulations in the United States as well, but it's still relatively easy to get a gun. And when you see some videos, some states allow open carry. That means you are pretty much allowed to run around on the street with an automatic rifle.
Also, things like gunfires exist, and those things usually just allow you to get a weapon. If I understand it correctly.
Yeah, back a few years ago, it was possible to buy a gas pistol. They're just you cannot use regular ammunition for that. Only it's just making a loud bang with a cloud of gas. Basically, it's like pepper spray extreme. If somebody's a few meters away from you, you can still kind of hit him with the gas. That was not that hardly regulated. When you have been 18, you could get that. But now, I think since a year or two, you have to get a small weapons license. So that's for up to 9mm or so. But it's you cannot just go in the store and buy pepper spray or something like that. It's not that easy anymore. So even that stuff. But like the other story, if you have a 3D printer, you can print yourself a freaking working pistol, and if you only get 2 freaking shots out of that before it melts or breaks, you can still. But really,
Oh,
if you
it's just one shot.
still a freaking pistol. I mean, that guy had hunting rifle. He had more than just printed weapons. But I think his dad or something. No, that was a different story. We had something that was I think 10 years ago, something like that, a school shooting, and he pretty much stole the weapons from his dad. The problem is when you have a hunting license or you have rifles at home, you must make sure that they are locked all the time, even at home. So you're not allowed to have that closet unlocked in your home. So it needs to be locked all the time until you need the rifle to go hunting or whatever. Oh, yeah, it's not easy to get a gun here. But I mean, if you know the right people who are, I don't know, ghetto style red light district or something like that, yeah, you might get a gun, whatever you. That's everywhere the same. If you have people who are in gangs or whatever, they have access to guns from, I don't know. Even in the darknet, you can. We had one of the biggest weapon sellers on the darknet was a German. 20 years old or so. He sold guns like crazy over the darknet. Drugs and guns. 20 or mid-20, something like that. He had all the shit at home, living with his parents under the bed and stuff like that. Insane. I think he was one of the biggest on Silk Road or so. And one of the main reasons why Silk Road was closed then or something like that. Yeah, crazy. If you have enough energy and motivation to do something or get something, there will always be a way, no matter where you are. Doesn't matter if it's weapons, if it's drugs. I guess when you're in the right area with the right people, just a matter of this. Money rules the world. What's going on with that freaking green screen? A green screen getting darker when I go back. I don't touch it.
Maybe it's shadow.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. My lighting in here is not. Hey, guess what? We're over 2.5 hours already.
And I thought that it's going to be a short one. Okay,
yeah, I thought so as well because it was pointed.
Nah.
Yeah, because
Let me go to several points that you already mentioned in our basically last part. So,
yeah. So
my mother, when she was a little, basically, he grew up in an abusive household. So, my grandpa hit my grandma when she didn't get home in time and some stuff like that. He always screamed at her, he beaten her, and stuff like that. My mom, when she was growing up, she was looking at this stuff and she was like, yep, my children will never see that. And me and my brother never actually saw that. When divorce started of my mother and my father, me and my brother were sent to my grandparents, to our grandparents. We never saw anything. We had no idea how that happened.
Okay. So your
For
mom
me,
basically made sure that you're away from that stuff.
Yeah, and for me, it actually put some. Well, let's just say that it didn't have its stain on me, but not the same that it was on her.
Mm.
I kinda saw his behavior. I know that he didn't wanted to pay aliments for me and my brothers. My brother, he didn't wanted to contact us and something like that. I saw how my mother was supposed to work extra time, have no time for herself. So basically, I'm one of the reasons why I'm still single and still trying to get into a better position in life. It's because I don't want to put the burden of somebody who's supposed to raise my children and left them because I either couldn't provide or we made children without even knowing if we can live together or not.
Mm.
Again, it's just one of the reasons. This stuff here is fucked up. And talking about kids' cruelty, in the last year we had not in this town, but I think that was one of the neighboring towns. There was a case how woman, well, she just said to kids that they shouldn't throw trash around, so they just eating chips, junk food, or something like that, and throw litter around. She was walking past them. There were three kids, two guys and one girl. She was walking past them, and they said that they should not throw litter around them, and they just beat her up and basically killed her. And
Yeah,
girl recorded this on the phone and put it on the internet.
at least they provided their own what do you call it?
Evidence.
Yeah, the evidence. We had that here a few years ago as well, where kids started to punch each other and film it. I mean, it's completely stupid. I mean, it's already stupid to punch somebody without a reason. That's number one. Then it's stupid to film it, but it's good that they filmed it because you don't you don't need anybody who saw it. I mean, it's filmed. Better. You cannot get no better evidence. It's perfect. Yeah, film it when you hit somebody else and then show it online. Post it on Facebook and everywhere. Sure, yeah, do that.
Yeah, your friends would be like, yeah, cool, bro. And then next thing would be, good day, it's the police.
Yeah. A few years back, a guy and a girl had the right idea to kidnap a friend of her or something, rape her while streaming it. And the shooting in Germany was also streamed on Twitch, actually. So it's, I mean, streaming is cool for the right reasons, but if you do shit like that and stream it, I mean, again, you do provide enough evidence for what you did, but seriously, I mean, that stream was seen by
They all gamers. I can
yeah,
almost guarantee they all game. At least one of them have some games installed on the phone.
yeah, like Candy Crush.
Yeah, Candy Crush curses the violence. Case closed.
Is Candy Crush the problem? I mean, I've seen people getting punched for their phone when they were playing Pokemon Go when they were outside. I mean, they didn't punch anybody, but they got punched. Also on stream, I saw a few videos of it. Really, I mean, okay, going in parks at night to get a Pokemon is plain stupid.
It's not a bright idea.
No, not really. Somebody was streaming it and he was walking around, oh yeah, blah blah blah, and you saw it on stream. From the back. He didn't even see anybody coming. He got one in his face, the guy took the phone, went away, and it was still live. it was still live while he was running away with the phone. So they did find him afterwards, as far as I know. But I mean, seriously, he wasn't expecting that guy was live streaming. I mean, who expects that? I mean, okay, you can expect it these days when somebody has his phone out. Might be one of a handful of games which are played outside, like Pokemon Go
or some vlogger.
what was the other game? Ingress. Basically, it's the same company that released Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is basically based on all the technology from Ingress. Ingress is something similar. That's a game for the whole family, actually, without 18 plus. You meet outside, you meet next to sightseeing spots or something, and try to destroy portals where aliens come. It's interesting. Huge, insane worldwide community did awesome stuff. Like if you connect different portals, you can make pictures. So, and you can make pictures on the world map worldwide combined. So if people you can connect portals from one country to another. So if I would go to Italy, for example, and would find one of those portals, I could connect that with a portal here and another portal in another town and make a huge triangle. Everything in that triangle does less our portals, because you have two different sides. The good guys, the bad guys, whatever, green and blue in that case. Every portal inside there, which has the same color, gets more extra. So anyway, Google it. It's from Google.
Also, speaking about stupid stuff related to Pokemon, I do remember that I've seen an article how some girl in Russia claimed that Charmander from Pokemon Go raped her in her sleep.
Yeah.
She would just woke up, saw a notification on the phone from Pokemon Go, unblocked it, looked, saw Charmander, was like, she actually filed a report.
Some people are just nuts.
So, yeah, and that's not because of the game or any other media in
People like
this
that,
particular case.
People like that, and a lot of those idiots on Steam posting stuff without brain first, they should have a lifelong block from any electronic that can go online. There's so many people online that should not be even near anything where they can post stuff. It doesn't matter what it is. There's so many idiots. Yeah, the internet is a strange place. It can be nice, but it can be nice with people like you and me.
Hey, at least on the internet you can't be shot
That's
or
true.
stabbed.
Yeah, that's true. Kinda safe. I mean,
well, it's not safe for your
body, not for your sanity.
Yeah.
Your brain might get hurt, but your body might not.
Maybe your wallet as well.
Yeah, as long as you don't touch the power outlet for your PC, you won't get bodily harmed or smash your mouse and break it with your hand or something. Hit your keyboard. Something I would never do.
So actually, looks like it's a conclusion for this whole series of talk about adults game.
Yeah,
games.
we're pretty much concluding already. So violent games and stuff like that, it's not the reason for anybody becoming violent. If somebody is already violent,
no matter
definitely,
if it's because of the nature of or his close circle.
yeah, then a violent game is maybe not the best idea and might how do you say that?
Provoke? Well,
Yeah,
as you said, those people usually looking for provocation in everything. It's not supposed to be a violent video game. It can be basically any kind of media.
yeah,
It
that's
can be
true.
the Thomas fucking Tank Engine, for as far as we know.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, they said rock and roll is from the devil. It makes you, no.
Still, I can hear how some people saying stuff like that.
Yeah, I know. There are also people who
And
say that.
groups like Iron Maiden and the Marilyn Manson actually don't help in this case.
Yeah,
Or also Lordi.
first you have to believe in heaven and hell. Then you can say, oh, it's Satan or whatever. Stupid. The funny thing is about Marilyn Manson, um, he's
He's
first,
not believing in Satan.
yeah, first you might not recognize him when he's walking by you on the street when he's not wearing his makeup. That's number one. Number two, he's really an intelligent guy, not just some punk or something. Studied and all. I think he studied journalism or something. He's really an intelligent,
Yeah, something like that.
smart guy. When you see interviews with him, I mean, he kind of mocks those interviews sometimes because this, but he's not a stupid guy. I mean, I know some people from some bands who are kind of questionable, but he might be questionable on the stage or his videos or whatever, if you like it or not. I kind of like the sound that he makes.
Well, they at least arty.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, yeah, but in the past it was rock and roll, and then it was marijuana, which makes you an insane person, killing everybody. If you not kill yourself, you kill somebody else.
Well,
There
first
was
it was books, then it was theater, then it was movies, then it was, well, music was in back then, but oh yeah, first it was music, then it was rock and roll.
yeah, it is always something. When back in the past they thought that,
Television, and now it's a gaming.
yeah, and in a few years from now it will be, I don't know, still gaming, I guess.
Yes, but VR.
And with VR games making you, see, the thing is, they always say, yeah, you train the use of a gun. Yeah,
Yeah, how you
some
train recoil with VR?
somebody like Ninja might be really awesome in the games, but give that guy a real gun and the story might be a totally different one. I mean, I know a shit ton of pistols and rifles and whatnot from games. I would recognize them when I see them in real, but it's one thing to hold a mouse which weighs a few grams, and a whole different story when you're holding an AK that weighs 5-6 kilograms or something like that.
Also,
So
don't forget about recoil, and if this thing in full auto.
the father of my ex-wife, he had a gun license and he had weapons at home, and I was holding he had a Magnum, original old school Magnum, like Dirty Harry, the big one, you know. That gun is so fucking heavy without shooting it. And you have, the projectiles are that long. Really, those bullets in a freaking Magnum are insane. And I never went shooting with him. We wanted to do that, but for some reason it never happened. So I have no idea how it shoots, but I know that the recoil of a Magnum is pretty heavy. You don't want to have that gun. you will, if you're not careful, you just knock yourself out. I saw videos. Oh my god! And if that gun is empty, you just throw it. Seriously, that thing weighs 3 kilograms. A pistol. I mean, you need arms to hold that thing. A teenager wouldn't be able to hold that, I guess. Wait. Wait, I aim. So yeah, conclusion, if your mind or your brain is already kind of programmed to be violent or crazy, insane, whatnot, it doesn't matter what you do. Anything can trigger somebody. So, but yeah, there's a reason, at least today. Yeah, I think I mentioned it the last time, but I can mention it again. When I was selling Nintendo stuff, I was working in a toy store basically. They had all kind of stuff, different console and everything. And one day a woman came to me and asked me for Kane and Lynch. And her son was with her. I looked at the kid, looked at her, and I said, buying that for him? No, I'm not buying that for him. I'm buying that for my husband or something. And the kid next to her was like, Kane and Lynch, yeah. And I was like, how old is he? Oh, he's 11. Oh, that I really had to hold back. I didn't hold back that much, but I held back a little bit. Then I looked at the game and I said, you know that's 18 plus. Yeah, that's okay. Blah, 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 blah. And I said, you know what? First, congratulations to whatever you're raising there, because if you get this game for an 11-year-old, there are enough adults who will not understand and get what's going on in the game. Because one is a cop, one is a psychopath, they're working together and shit like that. It's a crazy story. There's a reason why that's for adults, because an 11-year-old kid doesn't have a concept about psychopaths and stuff like that, why somebody's doing something. And it doesn't matter, but it was not a German kid. But anyway, I told her, yeah, first, congratulations to whatever you're raising there, because he will not grow up the right way. Anyway, that's number one. And number two, leave the store immediately. Go. I don't sell you anything. And that was not my store, but I had my Nintendo store in that shop, in my own corner. So it was Shop in Shop. That's what it's called. And those employees from that store who saw me do that, they were like, doing there? And I explained it, because we have really, really hard laws when it comes to protection of children and stuff like that. Everybody below 18 needs to be safe from seeing stuff like that. So even if a game might be on that index list I told earlier, they're not allowed to see that game anywhere out in the open. So you might be allowed to buy a game that is on the index when you're a grown up and you go to the clerk and say, hey, do you have, I don't know, Doom, Wolfenstein, whatever? Then he can say, show me your ID. If you're 18 plus, okay, you might get the game, no problem. But you're not allowed to show it in the store, because kids could go there and just see, oh, take out the game out of the closet, whatever, and look at it and see it. So there's a reason why that's a good idea nowadays, because like I mentioned earlier, a game like Duke Nukem, yeah, you shoot people, but it's not realistic. Your hand looks realistic and all that kind of stuff, but what you're shooting is, it's like shooting at a target in, I don't know, at the shooting range or something. It's not really a person. It's two-dimensional. You cannot run around it because they turn with you every time, so you only see the front. But these days, today, when you, depending on the game, I don't remember what game it was, but there was one game you could kill somebody and the eye of the person you killed was flying on the monitor and sliding down on the monitor, and it looked real. Same with brains or anything. If you
Rise of a Triad.
huh?
I think it was Rise of a Triad remake.
I have that game. That could be Rise of the Triad. The original was also on that list for a long time. If the other one is a fun game. I only have that for speedrunning. The speedrunning is actually pretty funny in that game. But yeah, today the games are so realistic and close to photorealism that there's a good reason why kids should not play games that are for grown-ups. A game like Agony, for example, or Scorn, stuff like that. It's just way over the top. So these days it definitely makes sense. And yeah, Postal. And when I sold Nintendo games, that was 10 years ago, something like that. I was a hardliner when it comes to that. Comes to games. I wasn't one of those guys. Yeah, 5 extra and you get it. No, no. I know all those games, so there is. I mean, I played every game in the past. Seriously, what I could get, I played it. I was 12, 13, 14. Played everything I could, but the graphics were a different story, you know. When I sold the Nintendo 64, I was already an adult, so. But yeah. Conclusion, there are reasons for 18 plus games. And kids should not play shit that is not allowed for them. Playing Fortnite is one thing, but if kids play Call of Duty and stuff like that, oh, God, really. I could never play a multiplayer game with kids anyway, because of the, you know, that high-pitched screaming and
I'm more than
fuck
can
you!
understand that.
Makes me so aggressive when I hear kids in a game that's supposed for adults, and you can clearly hear they're 10, 11, 12 years or so. Seriously, that drives me nuts. But I saw videos where people, grown-ups who were playing with kids, in the end were talking to the mother or to the father or something like that, and sometimes they were like, oh yeah, no, that's not a good idea that my kid plays that now. Yeah, but then don't buy that game. You're the person buying that shit. GTA 3, 4, 5, whatever. Don't buy that game. There was a story a few years ago. Yeah, not a regular story, but a 10 or 12-year-old hit his sister with an axe on the head. I mean, what did he expect that will happen? I mean, he split her head and she was dead. Oh, but I saw that in GTA. I just wanted to try that in real. Really? How stupid do you have to be? I mean,
at least wait till he's 18.
I mean,
when he get a concept of death.
Yeah, sorry. If you're 12 and you have no concept of death, there is something really wrong with your parents. Seriously. With 12, you should know what death means. And you should also know what could happen when you hurt somebody. I've seen enough videos where somebody was punched and the person was knocked out straight while standing. And if you fall back, chances are really high that you just split your head from the hit on the floor and you're dead. It wasn't a punch. So if you punch somebody and knock him out and he drops down, really, if I would punch somebody, I would hold him here that he cannot drop to the ground, because if you hit the right spot and you knock out somebody and he drops on the floor, you killed him. There is no second chance or anything, and I've seen quite some videos of people who died in the end because of the fall. That stupid challenge they had a few years ago in the United States, walking past people and knock them in their face without them knowing that something is gonna happen. I mean, yeah, okay, but that's stuff that didn't happen here. Like a lot of other challenges that have been created in one certain country, like did you see that with the Tide pods, those
Yes.
washing things? How stupid do you have to be? You have to be brain dead.
But it
Seriously.
looks like a candy.
Yeah, I've seen some videos. Someone was biting in it. What do you think? Do you think it tastes good? It's to clean the shit out of your pants. God damn it! I mean, licking toilets for a Corona challenge, and now it came out that the girl that did the first video, he was on a private plane. He disinfected the whole freaking toilet before she did that.
Well, she couldn't take corona from that,
No,
but she could take a different disease from that.
She couldn't get anything. It was just her explanation why she did it. Oh, everybody was more interested in Corona than me.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Attention whore.
Yeah. And the plane was from her sugar daddy. Ah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. You know, she's fucking him, but if I had any contact to a person like that and I would see that video, I would call that person one time and I would say, hey, I saw your video. Guess what? Never talk to me in your life again. And I would delete or block the number, seriously. You can only hope that the right people see that and decide on no. I saw other video. A girl wanted to know what the plan was there. He was spraying in her direction with something to with the disinfector. I don't know what it was. He sprayed in her direction, then lit a fire lighter. If you use a spray can, it doesn't matter what spray can you use. If you saw an action movie from the last 20 years, chances are high that somebody takes a spray can and uses that as a flamethrower. Yes, kids, that works. Don't do that at home because it can be really bad. But yeah, that works. And it, as long as the aerosol is here,
plastic surgery and not look like you
can just
before,
me personally,
maybe.
Me personally, when I see videos like that, like the Tide Pod shit or something like that, I kinda hope that those people will never have kids, because it's enough to have that person. Somebody like that has kids, chances are high those kids become idiots, because if somebody is so stupid, you cannot expect that you get really smart and bright kids if you're a parent like that. But hey, if you're stupid enough to let it filmed by somebody and then let it be uploaded somewhere, you at least show the world how stupid you are. If I would do a fail and it would really be a stupid fail, I would not show that. I mean, I show enough fails when I stream, but it's not fails with me. Like, I don't know. Hey, let me see if my hair burns. Oh, I'm in flames. No, shit like that. I mean,
so anyway, that's the end of our.
Oh, careful! Ah!
Of
I have to be careful not to. I have to be careful not to burn myself with the trash can over here. Really close.
Yeah, and you questioning why I don't like that burning thing next to us.
Careful with your finger. Your finger was too close already. I think
Well,
I
it's
should.
cutting out in different dimensions, so I think that's okay.
I think I need to send you a green screen. I need to get rid of that background. Looks better. that that thing that thing here. you're in a frame. I'm not. Anyway, yeah. Conclusion: if you're a kid, don't play games that are for 18 plus. So,
And as I
3
said,
hours.
that's a conclusion of a three-parter series that supposed to technically a two-parter that I planned when we just started, when we did our first show. I thought that we're gonna do this in 2 or 3 parts. Then somebody decided to make sex game sorry, that way. Sex game content before adult stuff in general. And that's technically supposed to be the first video.
Totally not pointing in your direction. No, but I had to smile earlier when I read at the end. Point 8 is the conclusion and point 7 to be continued. Question mark? Question mark?
Well,
This when you combine 9.0 and 9.5 from today, we have over 4 hours.
yeah, it's somewhere
Longest
in 5 hours.
Podcast discussional stream thingy ever.
And with sex game, it's so late.
Any new plans? What do you do next? Ideas?
At least not now. I don't think that I want to fix something. Let's say urgently. Any ideas?
Yeah, I have 1 or 2 ideas, but yeah, I think we discussed that outside of the stream.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people might be like, "Hey, but you said you do that. Do it." Yeah, no, I have 1 or 2 ideas what you could do, but we'll see. The next
Well,
one will.
As I said, I have one idea, but I need to realize it. And when I did this idea, it got sidetracked and ended up in a different direction.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, mom. Or hi, whoever. It was when I was streaming yesterday. The mom of a friend of mine came in. He was in chat writing with me and said, "Yeah, here, blah blah." Yeah, my mom just came in and I was like, "Hi, mom." Oh, she already likes you. Okay, yay. All right, yeah, I guess that was it for the podcast part of the stream. I'm gonna take a break definitely because I seriously 3 hours. I normally don't go 3 hours without taking a bio break or getting something fresher to drink because it's by now it's kind of lukewarm, piss warm. Something cold, fresh to drink. But I think I'm gonna continue with the stream. I don't know what I'm gonna. So, as always, any famous last words?
Fuck Epic, buy your games on GOG.
Exactly. Oh, I saw one game. I was playing that on Origins, and then I checked it on Steam. It costs half the price without any sales or anything, compared to Origins. 23 or so on Origins and 11 on.
Great.
Kind of tempted to get it on Steam. Oh, and new games are out on Epic. Okay. Just saying.
They already changed the roster.
Yeah, they added or they activated the games day. There's also another game for free for the next 2 or 3 days. Totally reliable transport something. And somebody, if somebody called Cody is listening to that and added me on Epic, please let me know who you are. Somebody added me on Epic and I have no idea who that is. I hate that when people have different names on different platforms. It's so strange. Anyway.
Unlike me, same avatar everywhere.
Yeah, I have the same name everywhere by now. 2 free games out. Gone Home is the one game. I'm not interested because I have it in Steam already, finished it. But Hob, a pretty interesting game. That's also free. And where's the totally reliable delivery service is free for the first week of its launch. So get that. It's on the starting page of Epic if you scroll down a little bit. So kids-friendly game, by the way, not an adult game. Actually, all 3 games are kids-friendly games. So no 18 plus.
Maybe not Gone Home.
Hob is a action adventure.
Yeah, Hob is, but not Gone Home.
Gone Home is definitely not an 18 plus title.
Yeah, but it definitely has a heavy atmosphere in it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. A 10-year-old might not understand the full story maybe, but it won't cause any harm or anything. I mean, it's a walking simulator where you get back into your home, basically, where you grew up, and you learn stuff about what happened to your family or whatever. Don't remember it fully, but it was one of the first walking simulators like that. 7 years old already. Okay. Anyway, it's free. And yeah, one of the games. Another game, kid-friendly game on Uplay. Rayman Legends is for free there. Definitely kids-friendly game. Doesn't matter how old you are, and you can play it with the whole family because 4-player co-op. So yeah, that's the conclusion. Kids, a kids game. There are enough games out there for kids. You don't have to play grown-up shit. Play that later when you're grown up. Mess up your brain later. Be a kid as long as you can be a kid and enjoy it, because one day turn 18 or 21, depends where you are.
One day you'll be looking at your
life.
school years and be like, fuck, I wanna go back.
Yeah, it's the same for me. Back then I was like, oh, I hope to become 18 to finally out of school and do stuff. Now I want to be 16 again. You know? 16, 17 was the best age. It was, you had some kind of responsibilities, but not that many. And you had food, you had a home, didn't pay for that. To do shit. Did a lot of shit in that age. I tell my parents now, they're like, you did what? We didn't know about that. Yeah, sure you didn't know. There was a reason why I didn't know. I didn't let you know because I didn't wanted my parents to be, I don't know, afraid of something. A lot of shit. Sports wise and things like that. So I tell them now what happened sometimes. They're like, oh, you didn't know. No, I know you didn't know. I mean, it's 20, 30 years ago, so now I can tell them. It's not like they can say, hey, don't do that. I wouldn't listen anyway. So I didn't listen back then. Why would I do that now? I love my parents. Kids are kids. Oh. But I never heard any animals or anything. Like some kids, I don't know, blowing up frogs and shit like that. Anyway, famous last words. Because then I'm gonna...
Told that.
Huh?
Already said them.
You set them? Okay. Then I'm gonna break screen. Bye. Break screen? Break screen? Okay, that is the break screen. And where is the... This is actually what I wanted. Yeah. In this case, thanks for watching. So yeah. I'm gonna take a break for a few minutes. And then I'm gonna play something. I have no idea. But something. So...
And I'm gonna take a break for a month.
Yeah, something like that. So the next time we will have the podcast, I will be older than I am now. Because my birthday is on April 30th. And I will be so old. Only 40. Damn, where went the time? Why is the break screen going away? The heck? I didn't know. Huh? That's really strange. Now people can see us again. Yeah, that's really strange. That should stay there. I mean, I know it's heck. There we go. For some reason, that overlay takes forever to load. I don't know what that is. It always shows my display until it fully loads the overlay or something. So, kind of strange. Anyway, okay, that was it from us for now. So, Dota again. Hanging out, talking
Thanks for having me.
with me. Ranting with me and doing stuff. Alright, so yeah, that being said, like I said, I'm gonna take a break here for a few minutes and yeah, then I will be back playing something, I guess. So talk to you in a bit.